Life Happens with Phemelo Motene.
The little that I understand of the song is that it's dealing with, I think, comforting you.
Yes.
Comforting you, and encouraging you to keep going,
Yes.
to keep at it. And that, I want to know to what extent it speaks to your own lived experience.
You want to know the truth, or you want to know the...
I believe you'll only tell us the truth.
I went through a very rough patch in my life. And I think I prolonged the season because I did not want to accept. Being in this industry for so long, you were told that your life always has to be perfect. You not told. You are
It's
expected.
an expectation.
It's an expectation that everything needs to be perfect. And when life happened, things did not make sense to me, and in a way I was embarrassed. I dealt with depression and anxiety for a very long time. I was actually even too embarrassed to go for help. First of all, my mother is a psychologist. Secondly, I just thought people are going to talk about it everywhere. I don't feel safe. So I felt safer in my own dungeon trying to deal with issues. Until one day I decided, but something's got to give. Something has to happen because I am not okay. That was the first thing I accepted. I acknowledged that I was not okay. Then where to from here?
Had you identified why you were not okay?
Yes. I lost a lot of work. I went through a divorce. I was just not okay. And I never got time to really pause and deal with all that. I just continued with life as if nothing happened. And by trying to suppress all that, all those issues dealt with me from within.
And it affects your craft, doesn't it? Not being able to confront the truth. Somehow, when you don't do that, your craft actually also suffers.
I keep telling people that in 2011 I went to a laryngeologist.
Your voice?
Because I could no longer sing. I could no longer hold a note. And he kept saying to me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your vocal cords. But they could not make sense as to why we could not connect the two. That's why I'm very selfish with my inner peace, with my happiness. Because I know that it doesn't just affect my well-being in terms of health, but the craft. It's like until you pause and deal with issues, it just seems as if everything goes wrong.
It makes so much sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to everybody, but it makes perfect sense to me why you would stop being able to sing if you're not in a good place.
True.
Was that the wake-up call for you?
No, not yet. It wasn't.
Oh.
No.
Oh, wow.
The wake-up call was a bleeding ulcer for me. I was in hospital all alone at night, and you could hear the nurses talking. I don't try to get depression. That's still for me, but I was like, why am I here? What is it that I can do to get better? And I started fighting from that day on. The project that I released in 2014, for me was the hardest because I was really fighting tooth and nail. Somehow I managed to sing in studio, and it was a beautiful project, but I think it was a battle of the mind more than anything else at that point in time.
We'll continue with this conversation. Absolute truths is what we're hearing today in my conversation with Maduvha Madima. And you're more than welcome to be a part of this conversation. 0891 104 207.
Oh, wow.
Maduvha, my goodness. Wow. My goodness. What a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you.
We're really looking forward to what the world has to offer you and what you have to offer the universe. I think it's going to be amazing. You said it, that 2020 is going to be great.
Yes.
I look forward to that, whatever that means to you. But I think more than anything, people are appreciative of your authenticity. That, I think, is what sets you apart. What do you wish for yourself?
Contentment always. Grove. Well,
Good. I'm so glad you said that. You know why?
Uh-huh.
Because often we are shy, particularly women,
No.
about prosperity
No, I'm not.
being at the very top of your list. You know, we talk about humility and all sorts of things.
No.
I'm so glad
Lots and lots of
you
wealth.
spoke it out.
And I need to say to the gentleman, I would be willing to be an ambassador for mental illness if their message that they're drawing ties with what I believe in. And yes, they still, and the reason why is because there's still a stigma around depression and anxiety. People say, wahlanya. That's what people say when people are going through that. And also sometimes people do not know how to deal with such people. And regarding my mother, she did not know much because I'm a good actress. And remember, I didn't live with her all the time. So I would go home being this perfect patty and come back and just cry because I thought, come on, she doesn't need this in her life. That's what I thought at that time.
That's so common though.
Yes.
That is what people do,
Yeah.
you know, because you still want to remain with a sense of dignity.
Yes.
People, there is something to be said about what opening up strips of you,
Yes.
because you're not sure of what support you may or may not get.
Yeah. And she would have supported me.
Of course,
But
of
I
course.
just felt it's too much.
Mm.
But thank you for having me. Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Thank you
It's,
so
it's
much.
the name of the CD.
The name of the single is
It's still
Nyarara.
single. Yeah.
We will be releasing very soon.
Yeah.
I don't like to push creativity all in the name of deadline.
Yeah.
When I'm ready,
Yeah.
I will definitely release, but it's going to be soon.
Wonderful having you. Thank you so much
Very
for coming
welcome,
through.
ma'am.
Wonderful, really. That conversation will be available as a podcast. It will be sent out through our social media platforms. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Maschabam Don is up next. It's 3 o'clock.